Hello, everybody. This is from Milwaukee to Nashville. I'm Daniel Goodemo, and well, over here's my good friend John Lewandowski.
Hello.
He's been on a few of our Facebook videos before. He has yet to be on our YouTube, so welcome to YouTube.
Thank you.
Our Facebook video is up already, so for those of you that do follow us on Facebook, thank you so much. But as of yesterday, if you want to know why everything that happened yesterday, please check out yesterday's video. I am not going to go into that anymore. That's in the past. I'm leaving it there. So it is in the past. I'm not looking back. I got to move forward. So in the spirit of moving forward, our show is brought to you by the wonderful folks at Hockey Locker, 2002 West Howard Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You can call them at 414-800-7585 or visit their website, hockeylockermilwaukee.com. Alrighty, while you're here, can you please subscribe and click that bell so you can get notified every time we upload a video? Thank you for the person watching. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Today the Nashville Predators took on the Detroit Red Wings. The Detroit Red Wings going into tonight were 10, 19, and 4. The Nashville Predators were 15, 17, and 1. Shots on net were 30-21 Nashville. Faceoffs were 51-49 Detroit. Both teams had 1 for 4 on the power play. Both teams had 8 penalty minutes. Both teams had 8 hits. Both teams had 10 hits. I got stuck on the 8 there for a second. But I'll get back to why that is a little later. They had Detroit had 10 blocks to Nashville's 9, and Detroit had 8 giveaways. And Nashville had 6. But the highlight of this show is one young kid from Detroit who ended up a Nashville Predator. All right, let's get into this. All righty. So scoring in the first at the 15:34 mark was Rocco Gavaldi, a.k.a. the Grim Reaper, a.k.a. Mr. Pizza Man. Get me a slice of that Rocky Rococo's. But anyway, I better stop with the jokes before he ends up with a nickname and ends up hating me. But that was his 4th of the season with an assist from Eric. Holla, if you hear me. and nothing goes better than with another assist than a cousin's sub. All right, enough cheap plugging here. Cousins, if you're watching, I could use a sponsorship. just free subs for life. I'll take either or. Cousins had his 7th assist of the year. Then scoring at the 7:23 mark was Illi Tolvanen with his 8th. You've had the pleasure of watching many games of Illi Tolvanen over the last couple of years. That was his 8th of the season. He has also 9 assists to go with that. We'll touch on that after I give the assists on this goal. Yossi has 16 assists, and Forsberg has 18. What's your thoughts on how Tolvanen's developed since what we saw and what you saw tonight? I mean,
definitely developing well as a player, taking charge in what he needs to do, whether that's on ice or off ice to prepare for a game. And very good production seems to be coming to him fairly easy.
And the one thing that many people miss in the production of a player, the most important part is the adult maturity.
Yes.
Because when that goal called back, he could have argued and got mad, but he when the camera went on him, he just kind of
right.
Yeah, I tried. But that happens, and
it does.
He had his a goal later in the game called back off of offsides call, that was challenged by Detroit. That is the 3rd goal called back that was challenged by Detroit against the Predators, which does seem weird.
It does.
Then scoring at the 7:39 mark, literally seconds later, was Rocco Grimaldi with his 5th with a wraparound where he went out around the net, came out wide. One of Detroit's defensemen went in front of the net, screened his own goalie.
And he just let it fly.
Yep, top shelf. It went right under the bar. Then scoring at the 808 mark, like I said, 8 being the number here. Illy Tolvanen, 8. At the 808 mark, Rocco Gavaldi gets his 6th with Eric Hollis, 8th.
Making it a hat trick.
Making it a hat trick, his first of his career, fastest hat trick in Nashville history. And first hat trick Nashville's ever scored in the first
period.
Or in a period in general.
Yeah.
In a period in general. If you watch our Facebook video, you're going to hear me say this, so I'm going to say it here as well. Bobby Ryan scores here. It is great to see Bobby Ryan playing.
Absolutely.
You know, demons are demons. You got to beat them.
Yes,
and I'm proud that he has. I'm also happy to see that he's playing. However, if I was playing in Ottawa, I'd be drinking too. However, if I was playing in Detroit, I'd be drinking too. So I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not trying to discredit these teams. I'm discrediting their GM and their ownership. So that's my choice. Those are my choices. I'm not being biased. I don't have any problem with a team's logo or their jersey. I have a problem with the leadership. If they're struggling, the leadership has to take charge.
Has to step up.
And we did not see that at all tonight.
No.
That was one of the things. We did not see the leadership step up at all tonight. The only person that stepped up was Bobby Ryan.
No bad turnovers, and they had bad turnovers.
Yeah, you know, where and at the end there, it almost looked like the captain was frustrated.
Yeah.
And that's not a good sign for your team.
No, it isn't.
Because when the captain's taking dumb penalties, that makes it look bad. But we'll get into that in a second. Why that was happening later in the game. Anyway, that was just the first period
alone.
Second period, Mikhail Granlund got his 7th with an assist from Yossi. Yossi 17th, and Fabro his 9th. Congratulations, Fabro on 100 career games. That is very impressive. I also wanted to do this. I didn't get a chance to last night because I was kind of in a bum mood. I apologize for that. But thank you to the Ultimate Predator for retweeting me the other day. You rock, man. Thank you so much. That really helped me out. I can't explain how much that is appreciated. I wanted to say thank you because you retweeted my YouTube video. Thank you so much. Then scoring in the 3rd was Matty Ice, Matt, whatever you want to call him, the Biloxi Bull. We have nicknames galore here, but Matthew Olivier, he scored his 3rd with an assist from Harper, his 2nd. That line all night was hungry. They were hungry. They wanted a goal. They got it.
Yeah.
When you want something and you go and you take it, you don't go and you go get it. You go and you take it, and then you cram it down their throat a little bit, you know, because you want that goal. You have to force it to happen, and they did. On a very nice shot from the point.
Yeah.
Then scoring on a breakaway, unassisted, was Rocco Grimaldi with his 4th, with his 7th of the year at the 17:29 mark. Nashville laid a 7th spot on the Detroit Red Wings. All right, with that being said, here's where the unbiased comes out. Oh, by the way, forgot one thing. Rocco Grimaldi, hat trick. There you go, buddy. All right, on the unbiased part, if I were anybody, and in particularly the goalie and the coaching staff, if I'm doing, this was your fault today. If it was me, this is your fault. All right. Let's see. Troy Steckler, Christian Juice, John Merrill, Patrick Nemeth, Mark Stahl. Yeah, that's just to name a few. Vladislav Nonstikov, Adam Ernie, Dylan Larkin, Bobby Ryan, and Philip Zadina. Everybody was a -1 except for Phil Peronic and Denny DeKaiser. Those are the only 2 without a minus. Everybody else had 1. That is actually really bad.
Yeah.
If I'm
complete implosion.
Yeah, that is one of those. If you're gonna sit there and say this was a team loss, and the only person you can't blame is the guy between the pipes. Because if your team is playing that bad in front of you, you're going to have numbers like this. So let's get into their goalies. Tomas Grice, I cannot blame him at all. I would have wanted out of there in a hurry too.
Yeah.
He had 7 shots on goal, or 7 shots against him. He stopped 4 with a 57.1 save percentage in 7 minutes and 39 seconds. It's just, that's unacceptable at the NHL level.
Yeah.
To play that bad a defense in front of your goalie and then to get mad at the other team for capitalizing it.
Right.
You can be mad at only one person, and that is the truthful fact. When you are an athlete, the only person you could ever be mad at is the person you look at in the mirror when you go home.
Right.
Or the mirror in the shower room or whatever you got there. Some places have them in weird places. I've seen them in weird spots in locker rooms. I've seen my fair share of weird mirror placements in locker rooms. Some of them are questionable.
Yeah.
So Calvin Pickard, the younger brother of Chet Pickard, former Admiral goaltender, much better than his brother, by the way, but didn't show it tonight. But then again, when the team plays this bad in front of you, it don't help you much when they're helping the other team by screening you.
Right.
You know, every time the Preds scored, there was somebody in front of the net for them. And this is where I say I'm unbiased because I'm sitting here calling out their bad mistakes. Their bad mistakes. They could have made this a competitive game. It was rather actually boring, except for the exciting part of winning. You know, the game itself was actually...
And to see all the guys having a great time.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, and by the way, Rocco Grimaldi's is priceless.
Priceless.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, give that man a MasterCard. All righty. In net for Nashville, the guy with, as he says, ice in his veins. They've been saying that all night about him. UC Saros has been lights out lately. He stopped 20 of 21 with a 95.2 save percentage, and he was on the ice for almost the whole game.
Yeah.
That man, when out of position, he was still playing at a higher level and doing what he needed to do. And when the goal scored against him wasn't really his fault. It went off of 2 skates and a stick.
I think.
Maybe even a stick and a couple skates, and that puck just ping ponged. And
yeah, it did.
And as a former goalie, and you played street hockey as a goalie, and we all know when that puck just starts going,
there's nothing you can do to stop it.
You can just hope to get in front of it.
Right. Hope you get a piece of it.
Yeah. All right. So for those of you on YouTube, I'm gonna ask the same question. All right, tonight's referees were not Tim Peel. The Adventures of Tim Peel have now hit the retirement line.
Yeah.
The NHL moved his retirement date up to the last game because obviously a hot mic is never acceptable. No. It's never acceptable to call a team on a penalty just to make up one that you missed.
Right.
That is, you missed one. That's your fault.
Yep.
You just got to eat that one. You just got to leave it alone. You can't just go. A guy went like, and it's a penalty. You know, a little touch and a penalty, and that's not a penalty. You know, I love Chris Mason's call on that when he put his arm up. That's a dive. That's a dive.
Right. Yep.
You know, I love Mason as a commentary guy because he's a former player, and that's what you would say as a player. You know, more explicitly, but there's a few F-bombs and maybe an F-bomb in there, but for TV purposes and YouTube purposes, we're cleaning it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for the referees now who have to wear it because, you know, it's kind of hard to. Now what? You call a bad call against Nashville.
Right.
You're scared to lose your job.
Yeah.
Or in any team.
On any team. You know?
Yeah, no, now this has kind of put a spotlight on the issue.
It has.
And it's kind of not fair to the referees because bad calls happen. It happens in every sport. But you can't get mad at them either. As fans, we can. But as media, I can't. I could get mad. I could get frustrated with him, but I can't really get mad at the guy.
I officiated basketball before, man. Officiating is not easy, despite what you may think.
No, however, refereeing, they don't come with eyeglasses, kits, and gear either.
Nah.
Or something to firmly remove your head from a certain orifice of your body. But anyway, that's just me as a former player.
Right.
I'm not geared to like refs. Anyway, your referees were Dan O'Rourke and Peter McDougal. Actually, a pretty evenly called game, obviously. Yeah. It was called fair. The penalties that were called, I mean, there was one that was called against Detroit that I was kind of like, no, I don't know. I mean, his toe was it had to stick under the toe, and he kind of went down. Did he sell it?
Right.
It's kind of a gray area, but for the referee, the player doesn't know where the referee's standing. So guess what your best bet is? Your best bet is when you feel that down there, hit the ice.
Right.
Because that's your best bet. You maybe get 2 minutes in the offensive zone. So with that being said, it is a strategy, not a good one.
Not a good one.
But it is one, and it worked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's being said, your linesmen were Kyle Flemington and James Tobias. They had a tough job with that Tolvanen goal callback.
Yeah.
Because there was about that much ice.
There wasn't much. No.
Dude, it was about as thin as the hair on the top of my head. That was pretty close. I mean, there was almost not enough to overturn it. It was like, ooh, all the angles I saw.
And honestly, I would have let it stand. I would have been like, there's, it was one of those calls that could have gone either way.
Yeah. I mean,
just had from the right angle, you could just see that sliver of white.
Yeah, and that's all you need to make that call.
Yeah.
Head coach for Detroit is Jeff Blashill. I will not be surprised if he ain't gone by the end of the season, or if not at the end of the season.
Right.
Head coach for Nashville is John Hines. His future is to be determined. I think if they keep going in the direction they're going, he will be okay.
Yeah.
If they start going back to the way they were, he will be gone. You cannot have a 50-50 season and expect to keep your job.
Right.
But you could have a 50-50 season that started bad and dig yourself out of it and keep your job.
Yes, you can.
Maybe your system didn't click it or whatever happened. Maybe the guys were just tired. Who knows? But whatever you guys are doing right now, give it up. It's working.
Yep.
Up next, they got Chicago. That's going to be a little tougher than these Red Wings, but we'll see what happens there. Detroit scratches were Evgeny Svechnikov and Jonathan Bernier. Bernier's hurt, so that's why he's a scratch, but he's not on IR. It's day-to-day. Mark Boroveski, he's hurt, but day-to-day, so that's why he's a scratch.
Yeah.
With that being said, Panthers lose 3 in a row. Is it time to panic? Huh. As a Preds fan, I would say no. As someone who lost 5 in a row earlier this year, don't panic. We're climbing up Here's the thing: if you guys lose 6, just don't get to Buffalo area.
Right.
Don't lose 17 in a row. But no, if you lose 3 in a row, don't panic. But if it does continue beyond 5, I would get a little worried at where you guys are, because teams like Nashville and Columbus are on the climb, while Detroit, Chicago and Florida are on the fall.
Right.
And that does happen this time of year. So
teams get hungry. They know what they need to do as the postseason years.
And the one problem you don't want is you don't want to get complacent, and you don't want to get over battle tested either, because that'll wear you out.
Yes, it will.
So as the Nashville Predators fans will tell you, that cup run tore us up the next year. That cup run hurt us bad the next year because our guys were exhausted.
Yes, they were.
Winning the cup is not an easy task. That is why I could see Tampa Bay going back-to-back only because they had the extra time off.
Yes, they did.
All right. So with that being said, I want to thank you. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
I will see you Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
He'll actually be covering his first Florida Everblades game. So Everblades fans, yeah, you're gonna. He may like it for some people who like fighting in hockey. This one's gonna be a good one. So these two teams do not like each other. There was a lot of bloodshed yesterday. They beat the Everblades 6-1.
Oh,
So it was kind of like a reversal of tonight's Nashville games. But with that being said, Chris, don't panic. Don't worry too much. I wouldn't worry a whole lot as far as the Panthers go. They got a good base. They may need to pick up somebody in the trade deadline, but they got a good base. They need a little help on the D side, but offensively they'll be fine. I heard Barkov's out. If that's true, I would have a little panic creeping in depending on how long.
Right.
Matter of fact, I'll check that for you right now. If Barkov is out, we'll see here. All right.
Lower body.
He's lower body. Oh, Hornquist is out too.
Ooh.
Barkov is a lower body injury. Still better, doing better today, but still rolling. Patrick Hornquist is injured as well. And that's very true. What Florida's head coach said, injuries happen. You have to adjust as they come.
Yeah.
If you don't make those adjustments, you will get shellacked. Right. And Nashville has had, as we know, a boatload of them.
Injuries, right.
And this young team, is outdoing what a fully healthy Nashville Predators team was doing. So whatever Nashville's doing is working. Just remember, you have young guys in the waiting. Let them play. Let them learn. It's not going to be a quick turnaround.
No.
But you got to make sure that, if Barkov's only out a couple games, you let it go. If not, if you creep below Chicago, then start panicking. If you get into that 4 or 5 area,
absolutely.
And you were up a week ago, you were up at the top of the division fighting with the 3 up there.
Right.
It was between you guys, Carolina, and Tampa Bay. That being said, you got guys like us coming after you, and we're hungry.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, that those things are important. So
as long as Saros continues to play with ice in his veins,
and Pekka still plays as a veteran, this is not going to that's the thing. You've seen a reversal in fortune for Nashville. Saros started off shaky. He always does. Even when he was here in Milwaukee, he would start the season off just shaky. I don't know what it is.
And find his groove, man.
And the minute he did, he was just off and running. So I think maybe in the beginning of the year, you start him as a backup. Doesn't care who the starter is. He can be the starter, but he's really the backup.
He's goalie to play 2 periods.
Yeah.
The other one to the other.
Yeah, pretty much. Revolving goalie door.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen teams do that where they play one goalie one period, one goalie the next period, one goalie.
Yeah.
Trust me, it would drive me nuts. But, with that, don't panic, Panthers fans. Buffalo fans, go for the number 1 pick. I don't know who it is, but go for the number 1. Just curious. Is that what we're going for? Number 1 pick? Number 3 pick? Number 2 pick? Around that Barry ballpark? Y'all got 6 wins.
Yeah.
Dang, 2 hands. I need 3 for Nashville. I need a foot. I'm just saying, every team in the league has double-digit wins. I feel bad for. I
really do feel bad for Buffalo. You got to.
I don't know if it's Eichel being out with a neck injury. I don't know if it's them being too young.
Right.
And guys like Eichel not getting the AHL experience. getting the pro experience right away. They just get thrown in there, and you expect them to win.
Right.
And that's just not how the league works.
It's experience. It all builds off experience. It's all a learning. It's all a learning curve.
I mean, you guys, and that's the bad part. You guys traded away Alexander Nylander for Henry Jokiharju and a second-round pick. Would you trade the second-round pick to the Ducks for Matador? And now Matador ain't done nothing. So, like, just so you know, I am a Sabres fan. I got Dominic Hasek jersey over there. I remember when we were good. By the way, that was goalie interference back in '99. Ask any goalie.
Triple overtime.
Yeah. Ask any goalie. Dallas should not have won that game.
No.
Ask any goalie.
I remember that game well.
So anyway, we will see y'all. See y'all later. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We will see you this weekend.
Yes.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.